Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saad bin Shaid and I am a student of Rehan School and I am a Foundation Level student. Today I am joining Miles and we will be talking about a fascinating topic water, the origin of life and language. Water is not just something we drink every day. It is the foundation of life, culture, emotions, and communications from ancient civilization near rivers to expression like flow of word after has influenced the way human lived and speak. So let's begin amazing journey through miles. Welcome to the live session. So let's begin with Miles.
Hey, what's good?
Hello, Miles. Today my topic is water, the origin of life and language. So my first question is, why is water called the origin of life?
Water as the origin of life, deep start. I mean, it's the ultimate solvent. Everything biological basically happens in a liquid medium. Without it, the chemistry that kicks right in life wouldn't even have a place to meet. You thinking about the science side of this or more the philosophical angle?
How important is water for human survival?
Pretty much everything. Every single cell in your body is basically a water balloon. It handles your temp, flushes out the waste, and keeps your brain from shrinking. You can go weeks without food, but a few days without water and things get real sketchy real fast.
Do scientists believe life started in water?
Yeah, that's the consensus. Most theories point to some sort of like primordial soup or deep sea hydrothermal vents where the right chemicals just clicked. It's way more likely than life just popping up on dry land
Why do all living things needs water?
because it's the only way to move things around. Think of it as the delivery service for your body. Nutrients, oxygen, hormones, they all hitch a ride on water to get where they need to go. Without that flow, the system just shuts down. You ever wonder if there's something else out there that could work like water, or is it just the gold standard?
How does water keep the earth alive?
It's basically the planet's thermostat. The oceans soak up a ton of heat from the sun and move it around the globe so we don't have like random parts of the earth freezing and other parts boiling. Plus, it's the engine for the entire weather system. No water, no rain, no forest, no, well, anything. Just a giant dusty rock.
What
You interested in how the currents work?
happens? What happens to life without clean water?
It's a it's a mess. Everything falls apart. You get diseases that we've mostly moved past in developed areas. Crops fail, and you end up with a massive humanitarian crisis. On the ground, it looks like people walking miles just for a bucket of something that might actually make them sicker. It's basically a death sentence for a community if they can't find a clean source.
Why is Earth called the blue planet?
Because from space, it's basically just a giant blue marble. About 71% of the surface is water. It's so dominant that it defines the whole look of the place.
How much of the human body is made of water?
Wait, butter?
Water, water.
I'm guessing you meant water. No worries. It's usually around 60%, but it varies. Like your brain and heart are way more water heavy than your bones. Imagine if it actually was butter, though. Total chaos.
Why do oceans play such a big role in life?
They're the original nursery. Life started there, and they still produce a huge chunk of the oxygen we breathe, mostly thanks to phytoplankton. Plus, they're like the lungs of the planet. You think the deep ocean is just a void, or is there more going on down there?
Can humans survive longer without food or without water?
Water? Hands down. You could hold out for weeks on food, but without water, you're out of the game in a few days. Your organs just can't keep functioning without that fluid.
Why does water make people feel clean?
It's the ultimate cleaner. It's a solvent, so it literally dissolves and lifts dirt and oils off your skin. Plus, there's that psychological reset that happens when you hit the shower, like you're washing away the day and not just the grime. late night shower person.
So why people enjoy rain sounds?
It's a total brain hack. It's called pink noise. Unlike white noise, which is a bit harsh, rain has a consistent, soothing frequency that masks other sounds and tells your brain it's safe to just tune out. Plus, there's that primal feeling like you're tucked away and cozy while the world outside is just washing. Like you find it relaxing, or it doesn't make you feel more like brooding in a movie.
How does water affect mental peace?
It's like a natural mute button for the noise in your head. Whether it's staring at the ocean or just hearing a stream, something about the rhythm of water just tells the brain to downshift. There's actually a term for it, blue space, where being near water lowers stress and makes everything feel a bit more manageable.
Okay, why are beaches and rivers relaxing places?
It's all about the rhythm. Think of it as a natural heartbeat. The constant, predictable flow of a river or the sound of a beach is a repetitive pattern that doesn't require your brain to actively process it. It just lets you lean back and drift. Plus, there's that feeling of movement. Everything's flowing away, taking the stress with it. Do you have a favorite spot or just a general vibe you're after?
Can water inspire creativity?
Absolutely. It's like a blank canvas for the mind. When you're staring at something fluid and constantly changing, it stops your brain from looping on the same stressful thoughts and opens up space for new ones. Artists and writers have been hitting the coast or the mountains for centuries just to clear the cobwebs. You think you're more creative when you're in a flow state or when everything's just totally still?
Why do poets and writers talk about water so much?
Because it's the perfect metaphor. It's fluid, it's powerful, it's deep, and it's constantly changing, just like emotions. You can use it to talk about everything from the absolute peace of a still pond to the total destruction of a storm. It's basically a cheat code for describing how it feels to be human.
What emotions come to mind when you hear the word oceans?
First off, a sense of scale, like that feeling of being tiny in a way that's actually kind of liberating. Then there's the loneliness, the kind of quiet that feels heavy, but also this raw, untamed power. It's a mix of total peace and total danger. You think it's more of a sanctuary or a place of chaos?
How is water connected to healing?
It's deep rooted, both physically and symbolically. Physically, it's a basic requirement for any recovery, but symbolically, it's about purification. The idea of washing away the old, the sickness, or the trauma to start fresh. That's why so many cultures have rituals involving water, like baptism, or just a long soak in a bath to signal a mental reset. It's like hitting the restart button on your internal system.
Why do tears also represent water and emotions?
Because they're basically our emotions leaking out. It's a wild biological response where the body literally converts a mental state into a physical liquid. Whether it's joy or grief, tears are like a pressure valve. Once the feeling gets too heavy, the body just has to let it flow. It's the most honest way we communicate when words aren't enough.
Does water symbolize purity in different cultures?
Oh, for sure. It's almost universal. From the Ganges in India to the baptismal fonts in Christianity or the ritual baths in Judaism and Islam, water is the go to symbol for cleaning the soul, not just the skin. It's the ultimate way to say the old version of me is gone and now I'm starting fresh. Most cultures see it as a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. You think it's more about the actual cleaning, or just the mental shift that comes with the ritual?
Okay, why were ancient civilization built near rivers?
I'm guessing you meant ancient civilizations. It's simple survival. Rivers were the original all in one package. You get fresh water for drinking, a highway for trade, and most importantly, fertile soil for crops. If you got a river, you got a food supply, which means you can actually stop moving and start building a city.
How did water help human develop cities?
It basically removed the need to hunt and gather 24/7. Once you had a reliable water source for irrigation, you could grow way more food than you needed. That surplus is what allowed people to actually specialize. You get farmers, then you get builders, priests, and artists. Without that stability, you're just surviving, not building an empire. It's It's essentially the spark that turned small villages into actual cities.
What role did river play in trade?
They were the first real highways. Moving heavy stuff by boat is way easier than dragging it through the mud on foot. Or it let people trade things they couldn't grow or make themselves, like metals, spices, and textiles over huge distances. It's basically how different cultures first started rubbing shoulders and swapping ideas. You think trade was more about the goods or the stories they brought with them?
Why were seas important for exploration?
I'm assuming you mean, why is the sea important for exploration? It was basically the
Yeah.
only way to reach the unknown. Back then, land was a nightmare of mountains and dense forests, but the sea was an open door. It's how the early explorers connected the continents and discovered entirely new worlds, even if they had no clue where they were going at the time. It's the ultimate high risk, high reward move. You think they were more driven by curiosity or just looking for
How
a
did water
payday?
shape human histories? Can you hear me, Miles?
It's been the ultimate deal breaker. Every war, every migration, every empire, it almost always comes down to who controls the water. Loud and clear. I've got that one locked in. I'll be ready to
I will start this, okay? And I will
answer as soon
ask
as you hit me with the
question and you
question.
reply
Go
me.
for it.
So, Miles, which
Egypt,
famous
Mesopotamia,
civilization
and the
depend
Indus
on
Valley.
water?
They all lived and died by the rivers. You want a deeper dive into one of those, or are we moving on?
Miles, which famous civilization?
Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley. They're the heavy
How did
hitters.
farmers benefit
Every
from
single one of them
rivers?
built their whole world around a river. Want me to go into detail on one of them?
Why are shortages dangerous for countries?
Rewards? I'm not sure I
It's
follow.
dangerous for
You mean
countries.
rewards from the land or
How does water connect different nations?
It's a heavy one. And it's basically a recipe for chaos. When people can't get clean water, everything falls apart. You got food crops failing, diseases spreading, and then the
Fight
tension
our
starts. It
water
often leads to
resources
conflicts or
to
even wars over who controls the remaining supply. You got it. Polished version for your live stream. Water shortages
how is water connected to language?
are dangerous because they hit everything at once. You lose your food security when crops fail. You face massive health crises from dirty water at the same river. It's a total system collapse. It's all about the shared
Why do we
resources.
use
Rivers
words
don't care
like
about borders,
flow,
so countries
stream,
have
and
to
wave
manage
in
them.
communications?
Trade, shipping lanes, and the need for treaties to share the water make them lean on each other, whether they like it or not. It's like a forced partnership. Power. How countries fight when there's not enough to go around, or when one country builds a dam upstream and basically holds the water supply of their neighbors hostage.
Common
That's a curveball.
water
Think
related
about all the idioms
idioms.
and metaphors we use, like going with the flow, feeling underwater, or washing your hands of something. We've lived by water for so long that it's baked into how we describe our emotions and our lives. Because water is basically the blueprint for how things move.
Why do languages describe
When we
water?
say a conversation has a flow, we're describing that smooth, natural movement. A stream of consciousness is just a constant current of thoughts and waves, whether it's a wave or a wave of emotion. Capture that feeling of something building up and hitting you. It's just how we to make sense of the abstract stuff by comparing it to something we can actually see and feel. Tons of them.
How does storytelling compare to
You
flow
got the
of
basics like a drop in the
water?
bucket when something is tiny compared to what's needed, or still waters run deep for people who seem quiet but have a lot going on under the surface. Then there's water under the bridge for things that are in the past and don't matter anymore. Any of those hit home? Because water is one of the few things that's both totally calm and absolutely terrifying. We use it to describe emotions because it fits.
Why do
When you're
speech
overwhelmed,
sometimes flow
you're drowning in
smoothly?
how we feel inside. Sometimes a ripple, sometimes a tidal wave. It's all about the rhythm. A good story doesn't just happen, it moves. You've got your slow build, like a quiet stream, and then you hit those plot twists that feel like rapids or a sudden waterfall. If the pacing is off, the story feels stagnant like a pond. But when it works, the reader just gets swept in the audience.
Discussion. Today we learned that water is not only the source of life but also a powerful symbol in language, emotion, history, and culture. Protecting water means protecting life its tide. Thank you all for joining our
You
live
still live,
session.
or we
Do
just
not
hit a
forget
lull
to
in the
like,
current?
share, and follow for more meaningful
It's like
conversation.
music. When
Allah
we're in a groove, the
Hafiz.
words just click and the pacing feels natural, almost like a river finding the path of least resistance. It's usually when they don't have to force anything, it just carries you along.